Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful sunny day, and I'm Brenda Quintana, and I will be stamping a card in just a moment. I will say hello to all of you at the end of my video. And I just want to let you know today is Casing Tuesday, and that's the day when we take a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. If you like the card as is, just make the card as is if you have the supplies that match and everything. But most of the time, I don't have the stamp set. There's so many stamp sets in the catalog, and everyone in our Casing Tuesday group chooses a card, gets to pick a card that we give a makeover to. So I don't always have those exact supplies. So it's really nice to learn how to adapt those cards and make new ones out of them. And so that's what I've done today. Today we're going to be doing stamping. There's no die cutting or punching on this card. And sometimes I really like that. I like the simplicity of stamping. I love how fast it goes. And I love how stamping allows you to lay down bright color really quickly. Especially, I didn't grow up with a lot of art talent. My sister was like the artsy one that loved to draw and paint, and she's really good at it. And I just never developed that talent, and I really thought that I really wasn't artistically inclined. But when I learned to stamp, I realized that I could be an artist too if I had the right tools. And so today's card really plays into that, the ability to really take those stamps and make a beautiful, beautiful little piece of art that you can send someone. All right, let's take a look at the card that we're starting off with today. Move my head over to the side. Here it is. It is a beautiful, bright color card, and I don't have these supplies, so let's make it in a different way. But basically, this is a card that it's a big white piece with a little tiny script of designer series paper at the top and bottom. And so it's such an easy layout. Let's take a look at the layout real quick. There we go. So basically that's what it is. Instead of doing my white layer to 3 3/4 by 4.5, I stretched that 4.5 length out to 5 inches, and I glued my little strips right on top of the white. To me, that is a little easier than adhering the white down and then adding those little strips. I think alignment is a little easier if you glue the strips to the white. So I extended mine out, and I'll show you how I did mine. But it's such an easy layout. It's really good for like a big stamped image or multiple stamped images. That would like work really, really well. Okay, let's pop these away. And I'm glad to see so many of you here already. That's awesome. Okay, let me switch to my other camera. Got some sunshine beaming in on my workspace this morning. So we'll start off, oh, I didn't even show you my card. Oh, you know what? Let me back up just 1 second. My brain, I'm already late this morning. Here's my card. Yay! Look at it, how beautiful it is. Look at those Snapdragons, and look at my little dragonfly. I dipped the wings in some ink before I stamped him down, so he's kind of two-tone. It's such a beautiful card. I can't wait to show you how to make it. Also, I also should mention that I do have a host code running this month. I always forget these things. So here's my host code, and if you spend at least $50 with me this month using this host code, I will be sending you a package of the iridescent faceted gems. And these we're actually going to use them on the card today. Look, see right there? See, they're right there, right on my card. We had another iridescent gem that retired, and I was very sad that they retired because they were my favorite embellishment. Well, these ones are a really good replacement for that. And they are out of stock right now, but they're going to be back in stock at the end of the month. So I'm hoping to scoop a bunch of them up at the beginning of August so that that can be our reward. That's my intended reward. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, rarely, but sometimes. So if I can't get these at the beginning of August, I will substitute with something of greater or equal value to these. But they will come back in stock, and they are wonderful. They look so cute. They've got the little ones have kind of like a 5, it's like a little asterisk in the center of them, and five spoke asterisks, and the slightly bigger ones have the 6 spoke asterisks, and they're cute. They really catch the light really well. So there's that. Then we also have bonus days going on. So for every $50 you spend in July, you'll get a $5 off coupon that you can use in August. So if you're going to already spend $50, you're going to get this if you place your order with me using this host code, plus you're going to get a $5 off coupon that you can use in August. And you can spend as many $50 increments as you want, and you'll get a $5 off coupon for every single $50 increment. So that's a good deal, and it will be great for August orders. Okay, let's now switch, and we're going to make this card. All right. I also, remind me to show you, I also did for my team on Sunday, we had our team meeting, and I stamped a card for them, and I used the die cuts. This is part of a bundle, and I used the die cuts instead, so I want to show you those as well. Oh, let me get rid of this stuff on the screen. There we go. So I'll show you a card with the die cuts, but for now we're going to do stamping. Oh, and the die cuts, these are right here, and they are also really cool. I should also mention Stamp and Storage is going to have a sale starting in 2 days. It's not going to be an advertised sale on their website though, but you can get a coupon code of 15% off on if you need to buy some magnet cards or any other Stampin' Storage devices or things. I have their ink pad holder and their Stampin' Blend storage, and there's some die storage. Anyway, that code down below, I think it's Tidy Craft, in the description of my video, and the sale dates start in 2 days, I believe, that from the 18th to the 22nd. So if you need these magnet cards, now is a good time to pick them up in a couple days. And so you can create the Snapdragon by not stamping. You can stamp and die cut out, but you can also just die cut out of different colored cardstock, and it looks good doing the tone on, like the tone on tone. This is pretty in pink with Melon Mambo, and you take these two and you adhere them together to create that type of Snapdragon too. So either way, it's just really fun and cute. All right, let's stamp some Snapdragons. This is a piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I'm gonna take my, this is my Omni grip ruler that I love. And I'm just going to draw a little line at the bottom of this piece to let me know where I need to stamp my Snapdragons. And if you have an Omni grip ruler, you can see this little yellow shading right here. You can just line that up with the bottom of your cardstock and then draw a line. If you don't have this type of ruler, this line's going to be 1/4 of an inch up from the bottom. It's I'm just doing a very, very light line. You can barely see it, but about 1/4 of an inch up, and that will help with all the placement for the Snapdragons. Okay, we're going to start off with, I don't know why I have fresh freesia out here. I was experimenting with colors, but I finally settled on Highland Heather. I love Highland Heather is one of my favorite colors, purple colors. Okay, so what I found the best way, I experimented with my layout a lot, and I love this particular layout 3 colors and stamped in this way, it kind of gives a nice, it's not like a contrived pattern. Well, it is contrived by me, but it's kind of got, it's got a nice pattern to it and a nice height pattern to it. So I experimented a lot. You might come up with a better pattern, but this one works really well. So if you don't like my colors, just switch out the colors to 3 different colors and kind of do them in that kind of orientation. I'm going to take this and ink this up with Highland Heather ink. This is the biggest Snapdragon, and we're going to stamp that first, and I'm going to stamp it right so it's kind of touching that line, and I want to just about here. Right there. And then I'm going to take my next one, grab a scrap piece of paper, because the next one's going to be lower. It's going to stamp off the edge of the cardstock. So this one, I'm going to make it slightly lower, and it's going to come right about here. Okay. It doesn't look good right now because, but we're covering up that bottom part, so it will be all good. That's why it's good we have some designer series paper going on the bottom right here. Okay, we'll set Highland Heather aside. We're going to use it for the greeting, and now we're going to come in with Daffodil Delight, and we're going to use the middle size Snapdragon for that. There are 3 stamps that comprise or that are in the stamp set, so you can choose which ones you want. This one I'm going to do just a teeny tiny bit lower. Okay, and you'll notice I did overlap a little bit. That's fine. That's all I do in yellow, so let me put that away. Fresh freesia I'm not using. Don't know why I have it out. Well, I do know why I have it out. I had it out because I was, you know, experimenting. And then finally, the last Snapdragon, this is the smallest one, and we're going to do that in Melon Moppo. So we're going to come right here, and this one's going to be a little shorter. It's going to kind of come in like this. This one's a little bent. And then we'll come over here on this edge and add this little guy right there. Okay, right now it doesn't look great, but it will look better once I got all the pieces on. That's sometimes why you really have to like experiment and figure out the best pattern. And while you're building your art, you might actually, I need this color, you might not actually like the way it looks. So just maybe keep going and try paper on the bottom and everything. So for this, we're going to add a happy birthday greeting. And this greeting is from an online exclusive stamp set called Sweetly Scripted. I love long greetings like that come all the way across. They're very nice. So let me grab this one, and I'm going to just ink up the center part of this. I don't have to go all the way to the edges, but I might actually hit the sides here, so I'm going to have some paper to protect my work surface, and I'm going to kind of come in, oops, let's move this one over here. I want to kind of come in and straddle right about here, right above this Snapdragon. There's a little bit of a dip where the H's and the P's come down like this, and that's where I'm going to kind of nestle my little happy birthday right there. Okay, I'm going to leave my Highland Heather out, and I'm going to grab my lemon lime twist, and we'll grab this, and we'll grab our little dragonfly. There's 2 dragonflies, and I'm just going to use one. So I'm inking up in lemon lime twist, and then I'm going to just hit the corner of my Highland Heather ink pad. Just dip it in just the tippiest of the edges. I don't know if you can see that. Come focus with me. There we go. And then I'm going to stamp that just right about here. Oh, and we have a lot of dragonflies out right now in our garden, so I love that. Look how pretty that is. It's just like very easy because dragonflies kind of have those iridescent wings. So, you know, that's a very easy way to add a little bit of color to your dragonfly. And this is a very dark purple. I'm using the edge, so it's not going to muddy my ink pad too much. Maybe a little tiny bit on the edge, but this green, this lemon lime twist, is a very light green. So also it's not going to be like a huge game changer just to like dip it right on the edge. I would probably not do it in the reverse order. You want to take a light color and dip it into the dark a little bit rather than the other way around. So I would never do like purple onto my light green because it would even show on the ink pad. So if you're using a very light color, you can do that. If not, like if you don't like that idea, if you have our Stampin' Write markers, not our Stampin' Blends, but our Stampin' Write markers, you could also marker this up with those instead, and that would look really nice too. Okay, let's pop these away. That was all the stamping, but like it's so much fun. Like that was really fast, right? Really, really easy. Okay, let's pop these aside. And now we're gonna grab some paper, and it's actually very, very little paper, but you probably remember this zinnia paper. It is so bright and beautiful, perfect for right now. It's called Flowering Zinnias. It's also an online exclusive. It's the most wonderful paper for summer. And I just cut 2 little strips. These are about, they're 3 3/4 inches long by about 3/8 of an inch wide. I noticed here that one of them is a little fatter than the other. That doesn't matter really. So I think I'm going to put my fatter one on the top and my skinnier one on the bottom. You won't really be able to tell too much. So we'll just take this and we're going to glue this right onto the bottom. I don't feel a need to erase my pencil line because it's going to be right, it's going to cover my pencil line. I don't think it's even going to show, or it will be right on the tippy edge. So this is kind of easy. You can kind of lift it up and then make sure it's not hanging over. And then we'll add this piece right here. It's just kind of coming back to that purple. This is a kind of a purpley card, but lemon lime twist in this card. Oh, now I'm really sliding. Okay. The lemon lime twist is the card base, so it really pops that Highland Heather. Okay, let's grab a card base, lemon lime twist, 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and I scored in half on my trimmer at the 5 1/2 inch mark. I folded it, use a bone folder to smooth it down. Put that back in my holder. And then we're going to just adhere this to the card base. Glue on the top and glue on the bottom. And then just glue this down. And you could also, I didn't finish my inside, but the way I would finish this is I would probably use some more zinnia paper and just do a white layer that was 3 3/4 by 5 and do another, maybe a different pattern from that paper, top and bottom, and just glue it to the inside, and then you'll have a place to write a birthday message on the inside. All right, let's grab some of these iridescent faceted gems, and we'll just add, come on, there we go, just add one here and one here and one here. These gems are so easy to work with because they don't have a real bright color. They reflect colors, but they don't really add a dark color to your card. So they add the sparkle without stealing the show of the rest of all the hard work of the stamping that you did. Isn't that pretty? Like, it's just so simple and easy. And change out the colors for colors that you love. You might not love the colors I chose, although I like how bright they are and how beautiful they are. But you might want to choose different colors, and that's totally okay. And that would just, you know, make it really easy. Use my same little layout. And I don't know if you remember how messy it looked at the bottom when we were doing the stamping, and it didn't look good. But now when you see it all together, it does look good. It does look finished. Okay, I wanted to show you the card that I made during our team meeting on Sunday. And that is using these Snapdragons, but the die cuts versus the stamping. So you can see basically same colors, except since we're using cardstock, we have to use 6 colors of cardstock to get the dark and the light. So I've got crushed curry, and I think I used lemon lolly on the background. You can also use Daffodil Delight, but a darker and a lighter yellow. This one's gorgeous grape with Highland Heather, and this one is pretty in pink with Melon Mambo. And I use, since these were a little brighter, I used a different gem on these. These are the Glossy Dots assortment on here. And this is just a fun kind of fold out card that I demonstrated at our team meeting. So that's just using the die cut. So if you like this bundle and you're planning on getting it, you might want to get the bundle instead of just the stamp set, so you have the option to do either one of those. And I'm just looking outside my window right now, and there's just some dragonflies flying by, so I thought that's kind of fun. The dragonflies are on my cards and in my garden this morning. All right, that was a quick card, right? Usually my cards take a little longer, especially last week we had to do a lot of coloring, but I love cards. I love just plain stamping on cards. It's just so easy. You can also use those Snapdragons and decorate your envelope when you mail it out. Don't forget, they say don't mail out a naked envelope. I sometimes do, but it's definitely fun to stamp on them. So I just want to remind you, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, and when you do that, look for the subscription bell so that you can get notified when I'm going live next. If you like this video, I'd love it if you gave me a thumbs up or left me a comment. That helps me get found by other people, and it helps excuse me, I need a drink of water, but no water's to be had. It helps me be seen by others, and that helps me grow my channel. And I really, really appreciate that, because this is what I do for a living, and it just really helps me out. And I really am appreciative of that. All right, I'm going to say hello to all of you that joined me this morning, and I want to say hi. Good morning, Nancy. She says it's definitely a good day to try frying an egg on the concrete here in Maryland. I wonder if you're really going to do that. Yeah, I've always seen different news anchors and stuff try and do that, but yeah, it's a very, very hot day. It's going to be a hot day here. I think we're going to be in a heat wave today and tomorrow. So good morning, Linda from Oregon. And Marty says, don't forget to give Brenda's video a thumbs up. Thank you, Marty. Marty says she loves Snapdragons. I think I need to put this bundle on my list. Oh, well, that's awesome. I I love Snapdragons too. They used to be in our neighbor's garden, and she showed us how to make like little Snapdragon earrings, put them on our ears. They were really fun. I don't advocate the destroying of Snapdragons, but they weren't my flowers, and it wasn't my idea. So, and I was like, I don't know. My neighbor was a little bit older than me. She's a wonderful neighbor, so she was the one, and I know I must have been really little. I don't know if I was like 6 or 7, so I would have done whatever my older girl neighbor told me to do, so I didn't think it was destroying at the time, but yeah, but they were fun flowers, really fun flowers, a different kind of shape to them, right? Good morning, Birgit, and everyone from Germany. She loves this colorful card. And she says, I think this card is so cheerful and makes everyone happy. Well, thank you. Yeah, I love colors right now in the summer. Just the bright colors are so cheery, and it's hot out, but at least we have beautiful colors, hopefully, in our gardens. Good morning, Karen from New Jersey. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Kathy from Milwaukee, and Deborah from Virginia Beach. And Kathy, hello. Good morning, Ruth. And Ruth says, Brenda, I love your videos. Also, I tried to make all your treats for my church widow ladies. Aw, that's so wonderful. Aw, I love that you're making treats for other people. So I'm so glad that you're using my designs. That makes me really, really happy. Karen says, gorgeous card. And we have another Mary here from Indiana, from stormy Indiana. Oh, is it still storming there? I hope you guys are all safe. Linda says hello, and she says, what a sweet card. She says, I don't have this stamp set. Do you have a recommendation for the same idea with another stamp set? You know what? What I would do, because I don't know what you have, and I probably would go through the catalog and find another stamp set that you don't have. So you need to go in your collection and find a floral. So this flower, this flower is a long and skinny flower. Let me just measure it here. So the big one is about 3.5 inches, and it's about 1 inch wide. So you want to go through your collection, look for flowers that are long and skinny, and then give it a try, because I'll probably just keep guessing things you don't have. And I've done different cards that are just stamping and florals. So, if yours are more like hydrangeas, I probably have a card out there. I call them hydrangeas. Someone told me that I was pronouncing it wrong. It's hydrangeas. So, hydrangeas, there's probably some cards with that, with a rounder shape as well, that kind of has that infusion of colors. So, it's just, my advice is like, pick a flower that's got a bold image, not a line drawn, if you want the quick satisfaction of just stamping down without having to color. And then what I would do is I would choose 3 colors. You can use my 3 or 3 other colors, because I think 3 colors always look good. And then always try and stamp at least one of the flowers twice, so there's like 2 of them in the same color, and then the other ones in different colors. Usually I like to do odds. Sometimes that doesn't work out. So just play around with it. Like I could pull out of my garbage can my little experimentations. What I do is I have a stack of 4.25 by 5.5 computer paper next to my stamping area. And whenever I'm in experimentation mode, especially on a stamping card like this, I take that stack and I start kind of playing around with a pattern. And sometimes I just use one color to start off with, just to kind of get an idea of the layout. And then I switch and I add in the different colors and kind of bring in when you have 3 different colors, it helps break up the scene a little bit. So I would just experiment. And if you have a flower that's around the same shape and height and width as mine, then do that, use that one. And the top pieces of designer series paper, they can be whatever you have. You probably have even designer series paper scraps around. It's easiest if you're doing this, if you pick a color for paper, like a neutral paper, pick one of the colors of the flowers to use as the paper for the bottom. That way you're not introducing like a third color, and you can kind of tie that in. So you notice like I've got the Highland Heather flowers, so I've got some Highland Heather paper. I've got a lemon lime twist dragonfly, and then I did a lemon lime twist cardstock. So the only color that isn't repeated more than once is this yellow right here. But I think that's fine. So, but I try and repeat colors if I can on the card. And then the happy birthday, of course, is repeated up here in the purple. And since it's a line drawn image, the purple almost looks black too, but it just kind of ties into the whole overall effect of the card. I hope that helps, Linda. Connie says, pretty. Judy says, good morning. Good morning, Judy. Mary says, wow, love it. That's great. I'm glad you do. Linda says the flowers almost look like Christmas trees. Wow, yeah, we could do like little Christmas trees instead. We could. That you use your stamp in a different way. We could do a bunch of little Christmas trees and then put like Merry Christmas on the top. That would be fun. Especially when you're starting out, you do try and find ways to make your stamps do double duty. Yeah, I can remember at the beginning I had hardly any stamps at all. And it was just, you experimented, and now I have all the stamps, not all the stamps in the catalog, but I have a lot of stamps, but I only use my current stamps. So I also am limited in my supplies that I can use. I only use current product when I demonstrate, and the retired product, those ones I use for my BOGO sales. I want to pass on the product that I'm no longer using to other people, because I'm always bringing in new and I'm always creating new things. So, as an aside, I will be having a BOGO sale in August. I don't have my exact dates yet. It's probably not going to be the first week of August, because that's always a really, really busy week, first week of every month, but towards the middle, and not quite to the end of the month, because I think I'm going to be away the last couple of days of August. So somewhere in the middle of August, I'm going to be holding a BOGO sale. I will be announcing that coming up in the dates and everything like that. So you can get my retired product free with an order of equal value. And then it's really nice because you can get a lot of cool retired product when you're doing that, plus get new product at the same time. So, you'll be able to use your bonus day coupons too in August. So, all right, I have digressed again. But good point, Linda. And there's more than one Linda here too, so that's very cool. Hello, Amy. I'm glad you're here. And hello, Jennifer. Linda says she loves the card. It's happy and quick. Thank you for always coming to us with great inspiration. Well, thank you, Linda. That's really sweet of you. Deborah says, love this card. Light and airy and perfect for summer. Thank you, Deborah. Linda says the lavender set might be pretty. Yeah, that might be pretty if you have the lavender set. One Linda to the other Linda says, so give that a whirl. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I will be coming to you on Friday at around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with probably a 3D video this week. I have one that I had kind of delayed from a couple months ago because one of the products wasn't available. I might do that this week. I haven't decided yet. I have to play around probably tomorrow and see what I come up with. I hope you all have a great week. Please stay cool, stay safe if you are having storms coming your way, and I hope to see some of you on Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.